Welcome to the beautiful city of Merida, also called the White City, the capital of the Yucatan. I am currently standing in Paseo De Montejo, one of the most beautiful avenues here in Mexico. I may be biased though, because Merida is one of my favorite towns in the world. Merida offers architecture, history, culture, and amazing food. Merida is 3.5 hours drive away from Cancun, and you can get here straight from the airport. There is a bus that you can pick up at Cancun airport and it'll bring you straight into Merida. You can also fly directly to Merida from Miami, Houston, and Dallas if you want to come from the States. Merida is a great city to use as a base to travel to some of the most famous Mayan archaeological sites like Chichen Itza or Uxmal, but it's also really close to less known but just as beautiful sites like Zibilchaltún or Mayapan. From Merida, you can also visit some of the most beautiful haciendas in the region. For those of you who may not know what an hacienda is, they were similar to plantations or farms established from the 16th century by the invading Spaniards. In the Yucatan, these haciendas were modified into henequen plantations in the 19th century. Henequen was a high commodity back then, and the fiber extracted from the plants was made into ropes and twine. Many haciendas have now been restored and converted into hotels or museums and can be visited from Merida. Okay, so aside from archaeological sites and haciendas, Merida is only 30 minutes away from the gorgeous, less touristy beaches to the north and 45 minutes away from the Anillo de Cenotes, or Ring of Cenotes, located to the east. And finally, Merida is a great base to travel to Izamal and Valladolid, two of the most beautiful colonial towns in the region. I have videos coming up on many of these fantastic spots located just outside Merida, but today we are going to focus on Merida itself and what to do in this amazing city in a day. In this video, I'm going to take you on a bit of a stroll down Paseo de Montejo. We are going to head up to the Monumento de la Patria first, and then we're going to walk down to the Museum of Anthropology. After that, we're probably going to head out of the sun and back into the hotel. I'm going to show you around our hotel, which is literally 2 blocks off from Paseo de Montejo. Later on in the evening, we're going to jump on the Turibus and take a tour around town. And then we're probably going to head back to Paseo Montejo to do what all Meridians do in the evening on Paseo de Montejo, eat ice cream. Let's start with Paseo de Montejo though. It was a concept put together by the fat cats of the henequen business here in Merida. So all the wealthy families got together and decided that they wanted to create an avenue which looked very similar to the Avenue Champs-Élysées in Paris. This is where you'll find the houses of the uber wealthy, like this one behind me. All the way down the avenue, you'll find these mansions. When the henequen business took a downfall, most of these houses were abandoned, and a lot of them have been taken over by financial institutions like banks. Others have been converted into museums. But as you walk down the avenue and on the side roads, you'll actually see a lot of the houses are in complete disrepair, which is incredibly sad. We've made it to the monument. As you can hear by the background noise, it is in a fairly busy intersection of Paseo de Montejo. The diameter of the monument is 40 meters and it is 14 meters in height. It also includes 300 different engravings. The whole monument took 11 years to make, from 1945 to 1956. Around the base of the monument, there are the shields of every single region here in Mexico. I can't find Quintana Roo here, but we're here somewhere. There you go. There's our region right here. Over here we have a fountain. It's looking a little bit empty at the moment, but it's supposed to represent the Lake of Texcoco. And over here we have the ultimate symbol of Mexico, which is the eagle devouring the snake on top of the nopal. And check out the flag back there. Down the side of the building we have inscriptions of important historical moments for Mexico. In front of me, for instance, we have the abolition of slavery in 1814. And over here we have Independence Day, which was on the 16th of September of 1810. The monument measures 14 meters high, as I mentioned. And interestingly, it was not built by a Mexican, it was built by a Colombian called Romulo Rosso. And there is his name at the bottom. Apparently his remains were spread somewhere around here. Right, we've retraced our steps and you can see the monument back there. And we're going to carry on down Paseo de Montejo, down here, towards the museum. Check out this Starbucks just here. This has to be one of the nicest Starbucks in the world. It gets incredibly hot in the summer months here in Merida. We tried to leave the hotel fairly early this morning to go on our walk down Paseo De Montejo. But honestly, this is not something I would recommend you do during the day unless it's before 10 a.m. Meridians are a lot smarter and they go out after 5 o'clock at night when Paseo De Montejo actually becomes alive with little marquesita stands. They tend to go out for coffee and for some wine, maybe even some food, and even more famously, they go out for ice cream, and there are various ice cream places up and down Paseo De Montejo. Alright, because we have so little time in Merida, we have actually decided to go out in the heat of the day, and right now we're heading to the museum, which is actually about 10 minutes walk away from the hotel. We finished in the museum and decided to head back to the hotel because it is so unbelievably hot. Check out Zach's back. I mean, it is just boiling hot. And head up. There's our hotel, the Courtyard. We're going to head up there to the pool. Right, we're just outside the Courtyard now. Let me show you what it looks like from the outside. It is nothing spectacular. It actually just looks like a concrete building. But don't be fooled, it's actually an extremely comfortable hotel. Let's head through these columns here and I'll show you the inside. Right, as usual, as you head in, you will be temp checked and there will be gel to sanitize your hands. As you head in, the very first thing you're going to come across are these sofas. So there's a little lounge area as you come in, and back here we have the lifts to go up to your bedroom, or elevators as you say in American English. To the right hand side here you have the reception area, which is very slick and modern, and back here there's a little market. And through directly to the right hand side there's another lounge area which I think doubles up as like a business center. On the left hand side we have the main restaurant, which is really open planned. This is a fairly corporate looking hotel, so there's a lot of meetings taking place here. But I think it actually has a lot of character. Okay, in the market you'll find all the usual treats and goodies. You may want to grab a quick sandwich or a salad one day. You have ice cream in here, drinks. Okay, let's head up to the bedroom. Okay, let's head on through. We have a standard room here at the Courtyard Marriott. Over here we have 2 double beds. This hotel was just inaugurated in April, so everything looks really crisp and clean. If we go past the beds to the corner here, we have our coffee station with some coffees, some disposable cups and some water. Down here we have the safe. And then over here we have a little fridge which you can fill up with your own bottles of water if you want, or beer, sodas. In the opposite corner we have a great reading seat. I say reading because it's got a great lamp overhead here. This actually feels very Art Deco. Facing the beds we have a very large flat screen TV, a desk, some storage space over here, and then let's head through to the bathroom area. On the way, on the left hand side, we have a sliding door closet area with plenty of space. There's the ironing board and the iron. the hangers. We've just dumped our suitcases down there at the bottom. This wardrobe is actually a full-length mirror from the ceiling down to the floor, which makes it extra bright. And now let's head into the bathroom. In here we have one sink, a fabulous large mirror, and then a smaller one. And then these little nooks for towels are really great. In the back here we have dispensers with the usual amenities, a great modern looking shower here, all very bright. And then to the left hand side over here we have the toilets. To the right of the sink we've got a couple of hand towels, some face towels, the amenities, and to the bottom the hairdryer. Right, a quick mention about the TV. It does have cable TV, but it also has access to Netflix and Amazon Prime. So you can connect your account to this television and watch anything you want, really. Okay, I wanted to show you one of the most beautiful areas of the hotel. We are all the way up now on the rooftop. Look at this fabulous area, which is really a great haven to get away from the heat of Merida during the day. This fabulous pool here overlooking Merida. Now at the moment I'm guessing that guests who are not staying in the hotel are actually not allowed to come and use this rooftop, because I cannot figure out why there are not more people here. There is a bar directly to my left hand side here, which again has amazing views over Merida. And in the evening, the sunset up here is absolutely spectacular. Okay, that's it for the pool. Let's head down and see the gym. The fitness center is located on the mezzanine, which is one floor up from the main entrance. Let me swirl around here so you can see. There's the main entrance down there. And here is the gym. Now at the moment, if you want to go to the fitness center, you will have to make an appointment due to COVID. Let's have a look at it through this window here. There you go, it looks very modern. All right, that was the gym. Today we decided that we're going to go on the Turibus, which is the bus that takes you around Merida, takes you to all the main historical sites. It takes about an hour and a half to do, and we're picking it up back here in Paseo 60, which is literally 3 minutes walk away from our hotel. Actually, you can see our hotel from here. Let me flip this round. Right, if you look up into the distance here, this here is the courtyard. You can see that area up there is actually the pool area. There is a large patio in the middle here, and it's really great for just coming and grabbing a snack. There's restaurants, there are bars, and there's live music. Let me just take you through to the main patio so you can see. Right, I've just put my mask on as I'm going in, because it's fairly strict here actually with mask use, even though this is an open patio. In most areas in Merida, you are required to wear a mask. So here we go. We're heading into the main patio now. Isn't this pretty? So great spots to escape to. For lunch over here in the gourmet corner, and the areas back here, there is a seafood restaurant and a French restaurant back here, which seem to be incredibly popular for breakfast as well. And then we have a restaurant here that specializes in Yucatan food. There's a bar next door. There's a couple of entrances to small hotels back there. And then through here at the end is where you would pick up the bus, the Turibus, to go to the center of town and around the historical sites here in Merida. So let's head that way and get on the bus. Okay, we just got off the turibus and we actually ran across the main plaza in town and headed straight to a place where we could get something to drink. It's an ice cream place actually, but they have aguas frescas as well. Important tip, if you're going to be doing the turibus, try to make sure that you do it during the morning hours or the later hours of the day. We ended up doing it at 4:30, but it was still fairly hot on the bus. There are two types of turibus and we ended up on the double-decker one, and we ended up going upstairs, which obviously gives the better views, but you are also very exposed to the sun. There's also another turibus which is actually just a one-level bus. But on the higher level, or on the deck level, it actually has a little cover, so this allows you to be slightly more protected from the sun. In the old days, you used to be able to jump off the bus and back on at any point where the bus stopped. But nowadays, because of COVID, they do not allow you to hop on and off the buses throughout the tour. We got on at Paseo De Montejo and we went all the way around back to Paseo De Montejo, and then we actually stayed on the bus and came back into town again. Anyway, we're going to stay in town for about an hour and then we're going to walk back to our hotel in Paseo De Montejo, which is about 20 minutes away. Whilst we're in town, we're going to show you a little bit of what is going on around the main plaza. Right, let's go and do this. Okay, so right now we are in the center of Colonial Merida in the main square called Plaza Grande or Plaza Principal. There are a few buildings here that stand out. In front of me we have the cathedral, which was built in the mid-16th century on top of a Mayan settlement called To, using one of the local temple's stone rocks. This was actually a fairly common practice of the Spaniards. To the right-hand side we have the home of the Montejo family. Francisco de Montejo Sr. was a conquistador who accompanied Hernán Cortés in the invasion of Mexico. He eventually occupied To and established it as Merida. Only the facade is left from the original construction and it is really impressive. As we continue around, we have the Ayuntamiento or City Hall, which was built in the 18th century. And finally, we have the Palacio del Gobierno, which is that green building back there, where we can find the state's government offices. The cathedral, Casa de Montejo, and the Palacio del Gobierno are usually open to visit, but all of these buildings / museums are currently closed due to the pandemic. Right, so from here we're going to go to the Palacio del Gobierno and take the road that's right behind it, which is Calle 60, and that road should take us straight back to the Paseo de Montejo, and on the way we're going to stop off at Parque Santa Lucia. At the moment, due to the pandemic, a lot of museums and art centers are actually closed, so a lot of the activities are taking place outside. I would recommend that you pop into a lot of these little parks where a lot of the artisans have come out and actually selling their goods here as opposed to in stores. And there are often events going on, like here in the Parque Santa Lucia, which is actually one of my favorites. There is dancing and music going on later on. Just go onto the Yucatan Tourism Board website and you'll find out what's going on. Okay, so we are now back in Paseo De Montejo and have built up quite an appetite. So we think we will go for dinner at Paseo 60 and listen to some live music, and then come back for ice cream, and then on an evening stroll before we hit the hay. Right, that was our one-day visit of Merida. I hope you found this useful, and as usual, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me in the comments below. Until next time, adios.